Hey everyone, going to analyze another Zwift race. Today is the Zwift FutureWorks Crit City race, anti-sandbagging, 6 laps, and my stats, 40 years old, 93 kilograms, 6'1", 283 watt FTP measured per a ramp test. Bike selection, we're going full aero Tron bike for this course. Almost no climbs at all to speak of. We've got the cobbled section at 5%. That's pretty short, but we're going full aero setup. No reason not to, in my opinion, on this course to go that route. Not even a compromise or all-around bike and wheel set is appropriate. So this is the first time I've done an anti-sandbagging race. I've ridden this course a long time ago. I jumped in at the last minute, so I don't remember the course. I don't know it heading into the race, and I've never done anti-sandbagging, but we're going to hit it hard like we do at the beginning of every Zwift race. We're going to watch. We don't want to fall behind the gaps that may form early in the race, and you'll see I'm immediately over 500 watts. And it's immediately spread out. Look at the mini map in the top right corner. I'm right in with the front group, and before you know it, I'm off the front, and I don't know why. And this is where you guys fill me in if you know what's going on here. That was not the hard start I'm used to in a Zwift race. Is that because this is anti-sandbagging and I've just never done it before? I'm used to still pushing 400 plus watts here, through the first minute. So I let this group obviously catch. I soft pedal for a second, back into the wheels, sitting in, gonna let everyone else do a bit of work. Huge gap though to the riders behind us that are not in this group. We've got, I think 12 or 13 riders as of right now, and time for me to kind of learn the course. I also noticed I was horrible at just sitting in. This happens throughout the race where I think I'm good, I think I'm sitting in, and before you know it, I'm back up off the front. I've been soft pedaling a bit, and here I am on the front of the group. So this I do know happens, the cobbled section of the course. I've seen it in other videos. Like I said, I didn't know where it was in the course, where it happens, and so how to pace it or anything, how the group was going to go through the cobbles, and that 5-6% section did all right. Nothing earth-shattering on the first lap. No further selections made. Hanging with the lead group still, and I'm going to just sit on the wheels as best I can, and here I go soft pedaling, and I'm right back up to the front, and I just found myself more than I can ever recall yo-yoing off the back and surging back off the front, and it's a skill. I guess I got to learn and work at this. We kind of come through this little snaking section in between the barriers that rolls up and down hill. Speed is fast here. We're up 50 kilometers an hour. I'll talk about this a little later on, where I think I've made a couple little mistakes I could have done better in this race. As far as efficiency and strategy, and I'm just paying attention though this first lap to learn the course, right hand corner, and a finishing straight to the banner. I pay particular attention to that last stretch through those small rollers, because I know that's going to be the sprint finish. If a group comes together, and I expect it will, all the way to the line, that's the area I got to know to have any chance of winning the race. So I've got one lap under my belt. I pick up the steamroller power up. I think it's the first time I've ever picked up the steamroller. I understand that flattens the cobbles so that they roll with the same resistance as normal pavement, normal asphalt, and I hold on to it with that in mind, although it'll be my first time ever using that steamroller. Again, nothing too eventful here, just sitting in, trying not to surge off the front. Heart rate is in check. Mid to upper 160s isn't too bad. 170 starts to be a little hard work. 180 is I'm blowing myself up real bad. Trying to remember the course, memorize where the cobbled section comes, and I remember as I come around, oh, here it is. Hit the steamroller right away, so we're flattening out the cobbles, less resistance, and I see this guy kind of shooting up off the front, and the field is reacting. I see it stretching out in front of me, and I keep pushing all the way through the top of the hill, and bam, we got our first cone up there after going through that section. But I've stayed with the lead group. I'm in the mix still, and in fact I'm going to, yes, once again surge off of the front, and I'm soft pedaling. So it's strung out behind me. There's gaps, couple little groups forming off the back of this, and I think our group of 12 has been whittled down to 8 or 10 now, as these guys fall back in and recatch. Yeah, so we're now a group of 8, it looks like. Fun course, short, 6 laps. I was hoping to do a race that lasted longer. You'll see we finish under 17 and a half minutes for 6 laps. I would have liked to have done a couple more. That's kind of a short workout. I know it's intense. It's definitely got some big intensity to it. But yeah, I was hoping I'd actually joined a different race before leaving. No one was there, and coming to this race. So 2 laps down, and we pick up the Aero helmet. I'm going to fast forward to keep this quick. I'm sitting in the wheels. Let a little gap go there, but sitting in through most of the lap, right around the back of the group. And here we go, back into the hard, cobbled, inclined section. Not using my Aero helmet here. And, you want to use the Aero helmet when speeds are high. This was a hard effort though, pushing 450 to 500 watts through a good chunk of that. And that's my mistake. I have no idea why I used the Aero helmet there. We're only doing 35 kilometers an hour. I should have held on to that. Don't do what I did there. That last section through the rollers, speeds are 45 to 50 through most of that section. That would be the spot to use the Aero helmet. Really no need. That was an absolute waste, and one of my inefficiencies in this race. And here we go, see 50 kilometers an hour, 48, 46, back up over 50. This would have been the spot to use it. That would have been a much more efficient spot to use that Aero helmet. And again, I am really starting to pay attention to this finish and starting to think about, a final sprint and getting to the finish line. With this lead group, I'm watching to see when it's 200 meters, when it's 300 meters to go, anticipating a sprint will break out somewhere in that range between 200 and 300 meters. And yeah, so through the banner again, and we're halfway done with the race. I pick up the drafting boost, the truck, sitting in through the rest of the lap. Select group here of 8, still holding on. I don't think we've dropped anyone else back into this critical cobbled section. Strong effort here again. Several people using their power-ups as they should through here, the feather and the steamroller in particular. I hang on towards the front of the group, no problem this time, and good power. Felt all right. Heart rate's creeping into the mid 170s, and I'm gonna kind of soft pedal because I'm off the front. just don't want to be the leader of the pack when I could sit in and do less work than everyone else, especially after such a hard effort. And I think we're going to fast forward again one more time through the high speed sections. One little blob moving, working well. Back through the start banner. Pick up the steamroller again this time, which is good. Don't mind that here at this point in the race. The real hope would be to have the aero helmet on the last lap. I make a mistake here not paying attention, and I don't hit my steamroller in time. I was a quarter of the way up the climb already. And not a real hard effort that time. That nothing in the 500, 550 watt kind of range. So that, I don't know if the group is softening up, if they're trying to pace themselves and already thinking about the sprint, but that one was noticeably an easier effort through the cobbles, a good 100 watts less. And we're going to sit in and fast forward again, not doing any work, middle to the back of the group, a little surge off the front, not a problem. And studying this as we go into the last lap. And I'm really hoping for the arrow, and I get the arrow. And so I know right away, great, going to have to make the effort on the cobbles, save the aero helmet for the finish. And I notice somebody is using their drafting boost. So out of this group of 8, I know one person is already burning their power up. I'm obviously keeping mine, so I know, and I'm thinking about this, that there are 6 other people holding on to their power up. I'll see how many use it as we go through the cobbles. See if the group blows up, if there are big attacks. I definitely am already thinking I'm not going to go, or I'm not going to let any attack go. I'm going to go with any attack. Another rider gets coned here in the last lap. That's pretty unfortunate with 1.5 Ks to go. I loved my positioning here, just sitting right in the middle of the group, not doing much work. Heart rate's high, I'm tired, but it's the end of the race. Who cares? You got to go at the end. Not a choice. And back into the cobble, and I see someone use a steamroller and someone use a bean burrito. So now we've got a coned rider and 3 others that have already used their power up, which makes me feel great. Most of the field will be coming into the final sprint at a disadvantage. That was a hard effort at the end. These 2 worked hard, put me at over 500 watts for a second there, and then he burns a power up. So almost everyone has used their power ups. I see in the mini map it is splintering behind me. We've got 2, a single rider that has dropped, and then 2 others that have a gap in between us. So they're either going to not contend the sprint, or they're going to do a ton of work right now through this high speed section to catch back on. And so we're in a very, very small select group of, 5, I believe, 6. 6 riders here. And I see these guys catching back on, but they've got to be tired doing so much work to catch back on. And here we go. I pop the arrow right before the final corner. I didn't like the fact that I was in the lead right here, but I hit him with a big, hard sprint and hold it all the way to the line. And I was pretty pumped up about that one. It was a fun, hard sprint. So here's my power data if you want to take a look at what it took to win this race and how it unfolded for me. And there you have it. If you guys enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and I will bring you more Zwift racing, more indoor riding, indoor training, and some of my outdoor rides, both on the road bike and on the mountain bike. Thanks.